by the different tribes, demanding all the Indians and others leave. So there's a big push there by the Africans to get everybody else out. But at the end of the day, we already saw that, as you know, north of you in Rhodesia, and now how that all completely fell apart. So what do the Africans think is going to happen if they run out the last few 20-something thousand farms?
Well, what we have in South Africa is that vast numbers of people, the last estimate was 27 million. Now, South Africa's about the size of Texas. So we have 27 million illegal immigrants in the country. And these illegal immigrants coming from the north of South Africa are very desperate to take the work that's provided by the small white and Indian community. They're very desperate to get that work from the white and Indian community. And as a result, they pushed the South African blacks who need that work out of work. It's not rocket science. It's very basic, and now they've sort of woken up to that. And now the feeling is these people have to go. These people from the north have to go, and
absolutely. And you can't really blame them. I think we have something similar as well in Nigeria. I don't like to point fingers at any group of people. But we have people that come in and then they cause a lot of problems. I'm sure some of you have heard about them. It's like the herdsmen, Boko Haram, causing all sorts of problems. So in South Africa right now, we have all sorts of issues like today, right? So Errol Musk, he believes that South Africa has declined because of poor governance. Crime is at an all-time high right now. Corruption, race-based policies, and supporters agree that these are major problems. Critics argue that Errol is exaggerating some of the issues, particularly his claims about anti-white persecution. So Errol seems to be like that they're actually against white folks now in South Africa, and people are actually pushing back on him about that. So he does get a lot of pushback over there in South Africa. But tonight, I want to actually just hear and listen to his arguments and evaluations, and then we'll just meet them based on their merits. So let's not come to any preconceived notions. I just want to give it a good listen.
The same sort of thing exists in America with, people coming in from Mexico, taking jobs that Americans would take and so on. But this is very, very big in South Africa. So just about everywhere you go in South Africa, if it's a factory, if it's a shop, if it's a restaurant, whatever it is, the people that will be helping you are Africans from the north of South Africa, not local people. And the result is, of course, the locals are, up in arms. The government has done absolutely nothing to prevent it. So it's a very bad situation that we have at the moment.
So for those that don't know, you got some of the communists and others that want the white minority out, but a lot of the Africans that are South African, black Africans, want you to stay. The Indians, you're saying, have been, I've been there for a long time, very productive.
Something very interesting about that, right? Like when he says that a lot of the South Africans actually want the white folks to stay. It's interesting because I remember my mom told me about because Nigeria were under the British, they were our colonial masters, right? I won't put it in air quotes because, but anyways, yeah. And essentially, whenever we were fighting for independence back in 1960, apparently a lot of the African women, they were actually against it. So African women actually wanted the white people to remain. And you can look this up if you want. This is what my mom told me, that actually the Igbo women, especially, they were singing. There was literally a song about it. It's like, choro, meaning blacks don't rule us. We don't want it. So I wonder why it is. Could this be hating on yourself, like self-hatred? Or could it be an inferiority complex? Or could it actually be a legitimate concern that perhaps the black people leading, they're not necessarily the best leaders. They are usually looking out for themselves. usually more susceptible to corruption? Could it be? I'm not making any of these. I'm just wondering why it is that we saw that in Nigeria, where, or is it Stockholm syndrome, where you're like tied to the person that's holding you captive? But I just genuinely want to hear from you guys in the chat. Like, why is it that we have like these people, like especially in Africa, like when they tend to push back against getting independence from the Western people? So why is it that way? I'm not saying that the Western people are bad or good. I'm just asking the questions here. Put your comments and your opinions down in the chat, guys. I really enjoy reading them.